Oh my, yes. I just loaded in, by the way.
Can't stay. Oh, don't beg.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I don't believe I have the other things yet. Or actually I do have up to this one. It's the elite I don't have yet for this character. Yeah, I'm basically just missing like 2 skills. Spectrum, Shield, and Prime Light Beam. Oh yes. I have perhaps 2 miniatures relative of this update.
As expected.
But I have played enough of the Path of Fire update to have my mount. I don't think I can name this fella, but damn is he awesome. Also, I can do this. But yeah, mounts are very cool. So this skill here is an attack skill. It's basically to start a fight, actually. Now, when you're in combat, you can't just hop on your raptor. You have to be outside of combat to hop on him. But besides that, that is still pretty cool. I realize these wings aren't very... Well, actually, they're Largos fins, but they are not very cooperative with having a shield, apparently. Which is a little unfortunate, because I kind of wanted to go with something that can survive a little bit while fighting. Otherwise, I am kind of interested in maybe trying sword and pistol with this. Now, Largos fins still, besides that, look pretty cool, but it's a very distinct, you need to be wearing the right stuff for it to look half decent. It's gonna be a little bit of playing around with, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to ditch these wings the first chance I get for, like, black wings, like the feathered wings and that. Another new build. Well, damn. But, notably, it is possible to actually dye mounts, by the way. Like, you'll see equipment here, and then mounts right here. Any mount you have will be listed, and I currently have Shadow Abyss on mine, which is one of the more expensive of dyes in the game. I forget how I got it, though. I think it came from a thing I opened up. But besides all that, let's talk about what this is. Now, I meant to... I did actually record all of the... I mentioned about this before. I did actually record all of the elite specializations and talked about how I've seen how they could probably be useful and such. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually capture my own audio from that. For some reason, my audio was disabled in the recording process in terms of my mic audio. So it was just tons of minutes of me just swinging around and stuff, just showing things and just hovering over each thing, where I should have been reading off and trying to explain it. So, yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but, let's see. Burn off conditions and set yourself on fire for each condition removed. Now, basically that hints at exactly what it means by just the name, cauterizing. Kind of like when you cauterize your wounds and such to stop the bleeding and seal the wounds.
Everything's running like clockwork, as expected.
Also worth mentioning is that a lot of this stuff is quite affected by your heat you build up from being in this photon forge mode. In photon forge mode is mostly relevant to just plain having a weapon in hand, and you don't want it to overheat too much or you will basically explode. Like, watch this. You will literally become bomb. To my understanding, you were supposed to be able to use this or something in response with it overheating, but I haven't personally figured out what's probably the most proper use.
Can't stay.
So yeah. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoy this.
Capacity exceeded.
Actually goes quite well hand in hand with that. I think I actually skipped the some amounts of the
Thermal release complete.
damage actually was supposed to go through, but other than that, I didn't really see it as that much of an effect personally, but it's probably going to be a very different case scenario in the field than in just by yourself. Still not quite sure, but I heard like some mentioning about it by like the developers and like the community. It's just gonna take some messing around with. Why are my arms all funny? Are they like a little further back than they usually are? Or is that just the shield in response with things? Anyway. As long as I'm not Naruto running. Worth mentioning about these newer maps is that the exploration in size is noticeably big. I say noticeably big, but it probably looks pretty close to regular size in some regard. But in this case scenario, it definitely feels like it's probably bigger. Like, this is about as zoomed in as you get, actually.
I can help you get your bearings.
Which doesn't really explain it very well, but it's a decent amount of open area, but still a lot of, it's very hard to describe in this kind of sense, but ultimately you want to really travel around by Raptor, at least. Like, let me just sort of demonstrate it. There's giant dragon bones. Who knows exactly what the hell happened to them, but at the very least there's dragon bones. Dragon Bone Z.
Yes, this could work. I should be safe here for a while. Thanks for your help, friend.
There's like actual like semi-ruin looking stuff. There's a quest here. Shut the hell up. There's cactus men with like a watermelon inside. Some of them explode on death, so you want to actually back off so you don't get hurt. Why are you dead? I just saved you, you fool. I wonder if there's like a proper way I'm supposed to be doing this. Whichever the case, I'm gonna kill this thing. Now, to be clear about elite specializations, yeah, see, it's like a watermelon inside. Like, when it comes to elite specializations, they aren't necessarily to, like, make you stronger as much as they improve your ability to try out play style and explore it. Like, that's one of the big things to note about the elite specializations. So it's not necessarily to like replace specializations you're already using, as much as it's to try to get you to do something a little different. Get back here, cactus man. Yeah, see how it like burned them when he exploded? So yeah, there's definitely some things worth kind of exploring in this. And really, it's to just sort of try your own thing in playstyle, your preferences. Do you prefer Kandi? Do you prefer support stuff? Do you prefer healing? Defense, damage, whatever. And that's just really cool stuff. So the way I built this character specifically is a bit of a pursuit aspect with sword and net for damage values, as well as this basically blocks projectiles while attacking with projectiles, basically. And then I have shield and net for defense. And then with Dragon Hunter, I have these traps here, which provide certain amounts of CC in combat, crowd control, which ultimately gives me combat effectiveness.
Wait,
What is
you're just going to
this?
scrap it all? If you're going to the city anyway, why not find someone there to appraise it?
Getting some expert to look
Got
it over
its
would
belly
cost
at
me.
least. Wait,
I'd
why is
rather
it
get
sparkling?
someone to pay me for it. If I wanted to gamble,
Oh, it
the
must have
few
died
coins I have
recently.
on a chance at a windfall, I'd just head to the casino.
So yeah, let's just sort of demonstrate how this is supposed to work. Boom, and it's burnt from that. My little marking on the ground damages it. My 5 skill is a shield which will block projectiles, but it also shove enemies back if they're close enough. I know how these things fight, so I want to back off so he can't just surprise me. That last skill pulls enemies in, so if they're doing something and they can be affected by crowd control CC, then I can interrupt that and move them closer to me and make them easier for me to just bash senselessly.
Glad you came along.
But besides that, the kind of stats I generally go for when it comes to my equipment for this character is toughness focused with vitality and healing power. So basically Ventari Nomad stats, minus the weapons. Like the weapons, I wanted to take a slightly different approach based on the item, just for efficiency of what I think the weapon should be based more on, versus just plain and simple heal me. Or if it's convenient, might as well. Like versus just getting a specific stat on an item. Sometimes it's best to stick with convenience rather than spending countless hours, maybe days, trying to make up for it. At this time being, I'm indecisive if I'm going to actually switch out to Firebrand for this character. I have put it to some amount of test, and I do quite like how it is, but the fact that it's Kandi makes it a little more difficult for me personally to just jump to, especially when I'm not like at all equipped for condition damage builds as much as, say, just survivability generally. So it's going to be a bit of few decisions, a few things to sort of decide on to switch to and equip for. Wanted that extra bit of XP. But yeah, something worth mentioning about these expansions and that is that if you want to do the story, if you want to actually go to certain other places of the map and complete it out, you do want to do the mastery. You want to do the mastery. Want to. You need to do the mastery. It's both a want and a need. Herbs. Gimme things. Oh, I got a pigment from that. I don't get that too often. Every now and then my fish throws me off. So in conclusion, everyone, this expansion is crazy. Mounts are fun. I can jump really high. Do a bit of a ground pound. I have a lightsaber. There is skins galore. There is a lot of map to explore. And it is quite enjoyable. So yeah. Besides that, I have completed the story, and I will say the exploration is more entertaining with the story completed. So yeah, pretty cool. Lots of things to check out. Mounts make exploration a lot more interesting in the sense that these I'm having a blank of what the name is. Springer. That's it. Can jump really high. The raptors can run pretty fast. The skimmers can go across water. The griffins can basically glide and fly a decent distance. Not too much of going so much higher, but yeah. And then we have the jackals that can move around more interestingly and confinedly, including like a bit of like a teleportation sort of thing. So it's all really cool, and there's a lot of neat things to do, like even dyeing your mount, like now, I know I've actually gone over this, but at least I realize that now. I'm too lazy to edit this and redo this, because I'm having difficulties finding the proper times to actually record any of this. Yeah, it is all really cool. The exploration is really fun. And I still need to do quite a lot of exploration. So yeah, until next time, I'm 41 Solstice 25, Winter Solstice 8. And I'll touch up a bit more on this a little later. You have yourself a great day.